कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Bharata, who was extremely upset upon understanding his mother's heinous acts of persuading Dasharatha to grant the kingdom to Bharata and sending Rama to the forest, he admonishes his mother Kaikeyi severely and rushes to the inner apartment of Kausalyā with a very little thin hope that she will give him solace. But Kausalyā, though she doesn't reprimand him, in a very sarcastic tone says that your path to the throne is thorn-free. All the very best, Bharata. This gives a lot of agony to Bharata. He then says, in the bottommost of my heart, if in the past I had ever thought even for a second that I should rule Ayodhya, Rama should go to the forest, then let all these lists of narakas, papams, sins, let I incur all these sins. And he lists down one after the other. See, my objective of listing down these papams is not to hurt any of you, not to be a reminder to me, or not to cause any kind of turmoil or disturbances in any of our minds. It is to just say that these are the activities which are not very conducive in the eyes of the Shastra. So both me and all of you who are watching, we can try our level best how to get out of each of these activities, how to make our life more civilized, good demeanor, good thought process, good thinking, good action. How do we raise a good family? How do we contribute to our family, to our society, to our nation? How can we be more responsible is the overall aim. So I am no perfectionist. I am at the Ahamasmya Aparadha Chakravarti. Vedanta Deshika says, I am the bundle house. I am the king in committing sins. So if you ask me if I am the king, yes. In what? In committing sins. I am the king. Ahamasmya Aparadha Chakravarti. So I am at the bottom of the pyramid. But I am just trying my level best to check where we can work better. So please listen to these papams in that order, because if it's a narration, all of you will enjoy, but these are more practical. Sprishat pade nagaha gurun parivadet. If a teacher is teaching us, how should we be to that teacher? We should be respectful. What is the one thing that we should never do? Poking fun at the teacher. Even if your children are going to school, let them come back, ask them what the teacher taught. Mimic how your teacher teaches. Asking the child to walk like the teacher, talk like the teacher, and then all of them laughing and clapping hands is not good habits. So, here Bharata says there is a sin incurred of mimicking and ridiculing the teacher. That sin I will incur. Abusing from the behind. See, somebody is there. You will look very happy, sir, to see you. Extremely happy. Go behind and say, yo, it is so tough to be with this man. And namaste, sir. So this abusing from the behind will also incur sin. Vishwasat katitham kinchit parivadam mithak kvachit. Let's say there are 4-5 people in our house. Something very nice is being made, a motichur laddu or a badam halwa or a Mysore pak, a shondesh, maybe a dhokla. The mother says, my dear son, come here, come here. Don't tell others. Come here. She calls the son into the kitchen, slowly gives him the Mysore pak. Eat here itself. Don't go before others. We will not give to others. When there are people at home and you are alone eating without sharing with others, that will incur a narakam. Putraidasayischa bhrityaischa swagrihe parivaritaha sayekom nishtamashnaya. Then he says, whichever person kills the leader, one, kills a woman, if she is a very good, selfless, very nice woman, she is being killed. A child, for no reason the child is being killed. The aged person who can't defend themselves, they are killed. Rajastri bala vruddhanam vadeyat papa mujyate. That sin, Kausalyā Mata, I will incur. The one who sustains his family by selling, be very careful, liquor, flesh, iron and poison. So I am into the business of selling iron. There is a small sin incurred. But now what do? We need iron for so many materials. So there is a prayaschittam, which Vedas say. So such business people can do prayaschittam. Poison. You are into making of poison. There are so many rat poisons. There are so many other poisons which are made, right? So your company specializes in that. Then flesh. Suppose you are into the flesh business. Now you may ask, is Sanatana Dharma making vegetarianism mandatory? No. Vegetarianism is preferred. Vegetarianism is not mandatory. It is mandatory only for the Brahmana Varga. For the other Vargas, there is always a choice given. List of animals we will discuss in Ayodhya Kandam. Nevertheless, if you are into the trade of processing meat, you have to do a prayaschittam every year because there is some sin incurred there too. Next, liquor. Because liquor causes certain turmoil in the mind, right? So there could be some repercussions. So whatever is a product that causes mental instability, that will also incur the sin. So he says, Lakshaya madhumam sena lohena cha bishena cha sadaiva bibhrata dhrityad sangrame samupodhe cha. Now, if there is a person who is trained in warfare, reaches the battlefield, out of fear, sangrame, he starts running from the battlefield. There is a sin incurred because of that. Shatrupaksha bhayankare palayamano vadhyeta sangrame samupodhecha. There is a sin. Next, a person who does acts which are antithetical, which is against the injunctions of the Vedas. Like for example, being stark naked before others, holding a kapalam, a skull, in the place of your begging alms, coming in a form which is not agreeable to the Shastra, staying in the graveyard, taking the ashes of the burnt corpses, applying over the body, all this because when you go to a smashana bhumi, that itself incurs a certain impurity period. It's called ashaucham. So you come home, take bath. Imagine you're staying in a graveyard. So all this should not be done. A person who's employed in a graveyard, that is different. I love being in a graveyard, sir. I'll go take the ashes of the burning corpse. All this is not allowed. So he says, Kapala panihi prithivim atatam chira samvrita bhikshamano. A person who comes with an immoral lust for women, liquor and gambling. Kama krodha vibhutaha strishva vaksheshu bhavatu. That wealth which is enjoyed by us by robbing from people. He says, Sanchintanyasya vittani dasyubhir vipluyantam. Imagine you are sleeping in the sunrise period. I do that sin most of the times. Before the sun rises, we have to wake up. And during the sunset, we should not sleep. So he tells all this. See, I told you at the commencement, I gave you a disclaimer. It is not something that I am telling out of my experience. I am just quoting what Bharata has said. So all of us, we can try whatever little we can follow. He says, Shayanasya ubhe sandhe papam. Ubhe sandhe papam. Prata sandhya and sayan sandhya. If you sleep, there is sin. Not performing the rituals towards devas, the gods, means that is our forefathers, Pitra and parents. Masmakarshi sa sushrunam devatanam pitrupancha mata pitrosta. If you are not doing shraddham, there is a sin incurred. Suppose somebody says, I am thirsty. If you have a bottle of water, at least give half of it to him. No, I can't give that water to you, sorry. Please search for water elsewhere. Trishartam sati paniye vipranambena yojayan. A person who pollutes common water, water that flows in the river, water that is there in the lake, water that is there in the well, water which is there in the bore well. So imagine a person, there are industries that throw effluents. Such industrial heads will face lot of problems in their life because Shastram says you do not have the right to pollute water. Now people have this joy of going to river banks and taking bath. Fine. They will take their shampoo bottle, shower gel. You cannot pollute the river water. That is a sin. Environmental damage is one side. Shastram tells it is a sin. Paniya dushake papam tathaiva vishadayake. Then mixing poison with food. Many school children, midday meals. We have heard of incidents where children die. There will be some elements in the society who will want to disturb the harmony. They will mix poison. That will incur sin. Paniya dushake papam tathaiva vishadayake. When you have your own consort, for the wife it is the husband, for the husband it is the wife. You have your own consort, you can enjoy your life. Instead of casting eyes on their respective consorts, living a happy and a peaceful life with them, they will cast their eyes on somebody else's wife, somebody else's husband. This extramarital affair. Dharmadaran parityajya, you do injustice to your better half. Paradaran vishevata. See, this example is seen in Ramayana itself. Ravana is the best example. He had wives, but he wanted the wife of Rama to be his wife. Then what will happen? You will incur papam. Dharmadaran parityajya paradaran vishevata paniya dushake papam tathaiva vishadayake. Trishartam sati paniye vipralambhena yojayan masmakashi sa sushrusha devatana pitrupam cha mata putrosta shayanasya ubhe sandhe papam sanchintanyasya vittani dasyubhir vipluyantam कामक्रोधाभिभूतस्त्री वक्षेषु भवतु कपालपाणि पृथिवी मटतां चीरसम्पृथक् भिक्षमाणो सङ्ग्रामे समुपोडे च शत्रुपक्षभयङ्करे पलायमानो बध्येत लाक्षया मधुमांसेन लोहेन च विषेण च सदैव बिभृता धृत्या राजस्त्री बालवृद्धान् वदे यत्पापमुच्यते स्वगृहे परिवारितः पुत्रैर्दासैश्च भृत्यैश्च सीर्त्येको मृष्टमश्नाय स्पृशतः पादेन गाः गुरून् परिवदेत विश्वासात् कथितं किञ्चित् परिवादं मितः क्वचित् आशन्तोपायसं क्षीरं मा च द्राक्षीद्यूढबाक्वसं चन्द्रभास्करतेजसं नाशयस्तु सुसूक्ष्मार्थं शास्त्रमुपदिष्टं यत्नेन धीमता मा स्वकार्षीत् सतां युद्धे संश्रुत्य यज्ञदक्षिणां सत्रेतां चापलतां पापं द्रुह्यतां राज्ञः परिपालयमानस्य भूतानि पुत्रवत् कारयित्वा महत्कर्म भृत्यमनर्थकं हन्तु पादेन सुप्ताङ्गां यातु प्रेक्ष्यं पापीयसाम्. He lists down all the papams. And Bharata says, if I have committed the sin of asking my brother to go to the forest, even that thought, I will incur not one, all of these sins. After having listed down all this, Bharata is completely emotional and he faints and falls down. एवं विलपमानस्य दुःखार्तस्य महात्मनः मोहाच्च शोकसंरम्भात् बभूव लुलितं मनः. Bharata falls. Look at the state where Bharata is. Who is going to rescue him? Who is going to give him that solace? Next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.